Stranger the one that's always supporting your growth like, yeah. Maybe I was meant to keep my guard up, try to box me in, survive without a cut stop. Dancing around and started being blunt stop. Glancing around and started looking up. G.O.D. in the sky with the nuts. Maybe I learned my life was rough when he had no shooter and he couldn't pay to catch the bus.
Damn.
All I could do was just look and just shrug. Gave up my last time, I catch the next bus. Money only bringing envy and lust. One more for you, definition of love.
Cool with the white boys and smooth with the plugs.
Used to be too black or not black enough. Like bittersweet, like the cries from the doves.
Yeah.
Like bittersweet, like the cries from the doves.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? It's your boy Trey Tizuk. Welcome to the work show. This is episode 22. Welcome to the work show where all we do is talk about work. I just sit here and I give you guys the topics, the most popular topics, culture, and the things that I find interesting. Welcome back, man. I feel like I've been off kilter a little bit. I know I'm supposed to be doing these on Friday, so this one's going to end up coming out on Monday. The video will end up coming out on Tuesday, as well as the video for episode 21. Slipped on that, slacked on that. My apologies. Yeah, sorry about that. My apologies. Life has been going a little crazy, but I have been consistent since we started this back up. And I want to say that I do think that it is super dope that I'm able to continue to kind of give my input and output on the things that are going on. And there's been a lot of things that happened this week. Not things that were like super star-studded, but nonetheless enough things where you kind of need to kind of give your opinion about it. Just a lot of the things that happened, but we're gonna go a little off kilter today. Normally we start with like news or sports, but today we got something special for y'all, yo. We're starting with music today, yo. And I normally don't really, because for those who don't know who I am, and I believe most of the people do, but music has been my thing for a very long time, and I kind of put it to the back seat to start pursuing just content and film and podcasting and things of that nature. So I'm very tough. I'm a very tough critic. I personally believe that there's not a lot of music that's being put out, even though we're consuming so much. There's not a lot of quality music, so it's kind of hard for me to listen to music in a manner of trying to consume it, because when I listen to it, I'm listening to it from an artist, not a fan. And if you've ever made music, then you kind of understand what that means. If you've never made music, then you don't really get how hard it can be to just listen to music without sitting there trying to critique it, or without sitting there trying to just not allow it to be what it normally is. What's good, Nixon? And I've been able to start doing that more often. Being able to kind of just listen to music and not judge it, and not try to, not try to cast my own feelings on it, just essentially taking that hat off and putting a music hat on. And I'll tell you what, man, this album, the Clips album. So the Clips, this is like, they haven't released an album since 2009. Malice took a hiatus. No Malice took a hiatus. And they came back together for the album Let God Sort Them Out. And man, I'm going to tell you where I got to, because I'm going to go through some of it. I got to Inglorious Bastards. I think I didn't get to 11, 12, or 13 yet. So I didn't even finish the album, but I've been bumping it all week. So I'm just gonna kind of give my thoughts on it and just kind of walk you through some of the things. So for me, what are we in? We're in July. So I don't think there's been too many albums where, people have been like out, like, it just feels like it's supposed to be an album of the year. This one right here, I believe, is going to end up in contention for a Grammy just because of how well put together it is. Starting at the top, like first of all, you know,
The new
for those who make music, I'll mute this. For those who make music, you know that you normally don't really start albums with your most personal record, I guess it would say, in the sense of you might start it with something that's personal, but you're not gonna start the album with something that is about, like, you know, heart driven, like pulls on the heartstrings. So, you know, the birds don't sing. Obviously, you got John Legend in his wonderful voice. And I didn't know that who was playing on this. I think they said no, it wasn't this one. They got Stevie Wonder and Lenny Kravitz on to play instruments on their album. That alone is legendary. Like that alone is just out of this world, right? But you don't start an album like this. All right. Oh snap! I muted it. You don't start an album like this. Turn it up a little bit.
Youngest, trying to navigate life without lost in emotion. Mama's youngest, trying to navigate life without my compass. Some experience death and feel numbness, but not me. I felt it all and couldn't function. Seeing you that day, telling you my plans, but I was leaving you that day.
So for those who don't know, both of their parents passed away. So Malice and Pusha T are brothers, real life brothers. Their parents passed away. So this record was beautiful because it kind of showed the duality of both. Verse 1, Pusha's talking about his mom, the last conversation he had with his mom. And Malice is talking about the last time he's seen his father. So, you know, essentially they're giving both perspectives of hey,
thanks for the sub.
What the hell was that? Who the hell is that? Okay. All right. Let me actually move this down a little bit since this is where it is. Thanks for the sub. Yeah, man. So they're both kind of giving their perspective on it. Thank you, Nixon. They're both giving their perspective on it, and you just kind of feel something in the very beginning of the album. When I first heard this song, I played it early in the morning, and I cried on the second verse, man.
It was like, in God's hands.
Like the whole setup of this whole song, from top to bottom, is just different. Like the storytelling, and we don't really hear Pusha T getting his bag enough.
Yeah, it was at Elon's waiting to get with me. On my way to Texas, that's when Virginia hit me. And I realized in that instant, our last conversation, you was against it. Told you I was going to church for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I heard what I wanted to hear, but didn't listen.
Yeah, and you make a great point, Nixon, because I think from top to bottom and how, you know, how they handled essentially the stardom, how they handled coming back to the light. Both of them did amazing. Malice is 52, so like, you know, when you hear some of these verses that he's spitting, it's like, wow, like this is kind of crazy, and it kind of shows the essentials of hip hop and just how, you know, if you do it the right way, you can they didn't at all. If you do it the right way, then
you live for our fishing trips. Damn, I had a dad. Mine taught discipline. Mine taught structure. Mine didn't.
And their parents passed away 4 months from each other. You know what I'm saying?
Mine when he had to pull a double. Mine worked overtime, smiled through the struggle. Cause mine wouldn't let us feel what he had to suffer.
So this part, so I'm getting goosebumps now. I don't want to comb because there's a couple other songs I want to go through, but I gotta find the line where he corrected it on Genius. Where's it at?
You told me that you love me, it was all in your tone. I love my two sons was the code to your
I love my two sons was the code to your phone. So like it's just rooted in, this whole album is just rooted in truth. Like exactly. So, you know, he said that, and then I think that Genius had quoted that on their lyrics, and Malice corrected it and said, no, I love my two sons was the code on his phone. Like, I love my two sons with like a dollar sign or something like that. Like just to show you how like, you know, how cerebral they were putting this whole thing together. You know what I'm saying? And we know Chains and Whips. Let me get off of this. Chains and Whips. But this song is just, this is crazy, yo. Like I feel like I heard this song, but there's a lot of standouts on here, like FICO and So Be It, POV, Inglorious Bastards. Like I said, I didn't get to the last three, but like, fam, you don't start out like people don't start albums like this no more. This is like some old fucking mixtape type shit.
No confessions, questions, we contesting. Fireworks will send a message, iridescent. Slow them down like Robitussin. If you rush in, at your door when we address them, we gon' bless them.
And you know what's crazy is they have lyric videos for every single one of these records. Yo, shout out to the guys, man. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I think that their rollout is so underrated in this just how they did it, man. Like to have lyric videos for every single one of them. But my fault. Let me play this because this song gave me chills.
No confessions, questions, we contesting. Fireworks will send a message, iridescent. Slow them down like Robitussin.
Hey,
if you rush in, at your door when we address them, we gon' bless them. Tried to bring them, shoulda left them. Learn my lesson. Poker faces keep them guessing. No expression. Ice dressing on my chest and leave impression. What's a testarossa if you don't test them? Ain't your bitch unless you joystick and dress them. My presence.
Fam. Yo, like, come on.
Pleasure, peasants, he's pressure. I've been knee deep, key deep. We in ZZ's, me and Lee. Get you fronted for the summer so easy. The snow alone, fill up a mobile home. My niggas,
bro, jeez. I can't play too much. It's gonna get flagged.
And I don't hit him, I just spit.
Hold up. His brother
turbo with the glaze.
And this is
It's reasoning, believe me. I could tell cause your bitches look needy. Mike Tyson, blow to the face. Slalom height, she want snow on a plate. Half price when the blows and the crates means more ice for the moles and
I feel like I heard this, but anyways, like listen to this, man. This is just
niggas seeing it turbo with the glaze. Top dollars poking holes in the case. All you keyboard killers in your feelings. Mad you ain't trending. Mad got you tricking on your women. Mad I don't hit them, I just spin them. Gunning and I'm grinning. In the Bugatti in my denim. This is the result of my vision. React with precision. But God only knows my intention. But selling dope is a religion. The hammer's in position.
Jeez,
I can show niggas the difference. You niggas is screenwriters, we dream writers.
Oh, man. Oh, Bones chilling, no skips. Man, this. Come on, what is we doing? It's just like the production. Pharrell was in his bag, yo.
POV kilos in my mind. Back take Amtrak down south, then she flies back. My cadet has ponytails tied back. I just hit 6 mil behind Tyvek. They content create, I despise that. I create content, then they tries that. Run these
like you know, this Nixon makes music, so you know, to understand how to do something like this, to be able to rap like this, to be able to essentially put words together in a way that like they're palatable, like because not everybody wants to hear, like, unfortunately, you know, Pusha T's not like the biggest of artists, so everybody does not want to hear the type of rap that he provides, which is like drug rap, but you know, coke raps, but it's there's life sprinkled in there. So if you can get past the fact that it's just coke metaphors, then you can kind of understand how important some of the things he's saying is and are, right? But like to do that, to rap in a cadence like that, to have different flows, different pockets, that shit is not easy, especially when you're trying to make it palatable. Like, it's easy to do it when you're doing it for yourself. So a lot of people, they might make music and they do it in a way where it's like, it's kind of like selfish. It's kind of like, man, fuck it, I'm gonna do it however I feel like, and people are gonna adapt to it, which is cool. But when you're able to have the teeter the line of both, like you can have that, and then you can also have it enough to where people are listening and tuned the fuck in. It's a beautiful thing, man. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Like the inflections and the tonality, just all of it, and the pronunciation of how Pusha T is very distinct with he says words and this, that, and it's just so different. Like it's a beautiful thing to see. And man, like, and if you know the clips, like I got a clip right here, I'm gonna play it. But if for us kids, if you're a heavy, cultural clips fan, right, then you understand how important this shit was. Like just this is just if nothing else, if you can't take nothing else from the album, you just got to take how culturally appropriate it was. Like niggas used to do this shit all day in the lunchroom. Crazy. For real. Like and like he's happy to do that. Yo. It's like that type of stuff you really cannot beat it. Let me find one more record. That I was really feeling. I didn't even listen to the Nas one yet though. This is my favorite one, and I know I've heard this.
Dad, I'm Bud.
I know we've heard this. I know we played this, but I don't know why I like this so much. I think it might be the beat. And they
16,000 square.
So it must have been a sample clearance when this first released. This version wasn't out. It was like a different version that they had.
8 million up there, 2 million down here.
A lot better, like 10 times.
When I was born, grandmama could see it. I be Bentley driven and very strategic. RM sleeve, no diamonds are needed. Floors are heated, so be it, so be it.
Hey.
Fucking with P, get something to meet you.
Hey.
Your soul don't like your body, we help you free it.
Hey.
Then we wait for TMZ to leak it. It ain't no secret, so be it, so be it.
Hey.
Smoke.
And this
so be it. Smoke. So be it. CLIP, SEFB, A-Ball LV. I can show you how to bust a brick if you let me. I'm on a gram like confetti. Switch is ready. She leaning on Celine cause she ain't stepping.
Like, it's just shit like that you truthfully enjoy, man. That you enjoy as a consumer. So I can take this shit over any of the bullshit that I appreciate it. I did them the other day, and I had the emotes that I did. I had to it took me so many days to like figure it out, but I added some and I got a couple like different still images too. I think they're really dope. So there was a pitch. I think it was Pitchfork or I don't know what it was. It was something. It might have been Pitchfork. I'm not sure which website it was, but it was a writer, and he gave the album a 6.5, which is cool, right? But then he gave the Sexy Red album a 7. Like he gave the Sexy Red album a 7. So my point in saying that, as I just try to make the stance that yeah, that shit was so different, yo. 6.5 out of 7. And then he gave it a 7 out of 7. Grindin was so instrumental, man. Like, if you could play the beat, you were like the beat maker of the table of the just wherever you were at. That shit was different, and they were from Virginia, but they had that feel. Man, the clips, I feel like they helped restore some of the feeling that was missing in music, and I think Kendrick was able to essentially facilitate some of that, just the way of his tone and the way the battle went. So I'm super proud of these guys, and they like, let me go to this. 15 years, yo. 15 years. The first album in 15 years. It may be hard to believe, but Malice rapped on Trill. It's Me Mama, You Ain't Dreaming after months. Oh, okay. So their last album together was Till the Casket Drops. I don't know, man. Pharrell has something to prove, especially when it came to his issue with Drake and Travis Scott. I think he was really in his bag with some of these productions. Um I'm gonna keep going through the album, and by the time I get here next week, I'll have a better in-depth review of just the music. But I mean, so far everything that I heard was awesome. Um I think the only one I didn't really like was All Things Considered. I think um I don't think I like the flow or the beat, but I mean that was it, man. He even had DJ Clue on this shit, man. Like, it's just different, yo. OG Clips fans will likely get misty-eyed once they hear Inglorious Bastard. The song evokes the duo's immaculate early 2000s run, with DJ Clue popping in for some signature ad-libs and Ab Liva closing out the track with some scathing bars. Yeah, man, this was a masterclass, yo. Yeah, right. So like that's the thing, right? Like you don't even really have to be a fan. It's just a principle. It's just the principles that they stand on and how they move and how they don't compromise their shit. So the 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 real hip hop fan, even if you don't like them, you have to respect them. You have to respect their grind and just kind of what they do and what they represent, right? Which kind of leads me to my where's this bullshit at? Leads me to my next thing, right? So we're talking about culture. We're talking about how important culture is. We're talking about hip hop and how it feels like it's having like a revision, a revival right in front of our very eyes, like a nice little shift. And then you have this shit, right? And I don't really have too much on this. So this is a clip of Drake saying that UK rappers are Ladies and gentlemen, let me change the camera real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call a true loser. Like a true one. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people that take losses. Like, this is the thing too, right? So if you're a part of just the culture in general, you got to know how to lose as much as you have to know how to win, right? It's like it doesn't even matter if you're like it's just a part of the culture. You can't win every fucking time. The only people that always feel like they have to win are people that have been spoiled their whole life and never had to have no ups or downs, because the people that have had ups or downs understand that it's okay to lose. And on top of that, when you lose and it's admitting that you lost, then just bow out of that. Yeah, like, just bow out of that. Like, you don't have to keep antagonizing it as if you won. It's just so weird. It's so out of touch. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So this clip is of Drake saying how UK rappers can, no disrespect to America, but nobody in the world can out-rap London rappers. Do I have to go and find, like, these niggas, bro? It's like, he's just a panderer, bro. That's all this is. That's all this is. He's a panderer. He caters to whatever is hot and jumps on the wave. He's oh shit. He's at the wireless festival. My fault. He's at the wireless festival in London, and this is what he says. It's like,
shit tatted on me. This is my brother right here, a real fucking legend. When I talk about my love for London.
He's not even from London. I don't get it. I don't understand this nigga. He's like 4 hours from New York, and I don't know how far London is from Canada, but he's not closer to Canada than he is to New York.
Rappers, the best lyricists in the world.
The best lyricists in the world.
My words. Oh shit. I don't care what nobody says. Nobody can out-rap.
Like, yo, this is weird, bro.
Nobody. No disrespect to America, no disrespect to my country, but Nobody can out-rap London rappers. This is the best.
I don't even think London rappers feel that way. You hear me? I think London rappers is like, nigga, what are you doing? And honestly, if I'm being completely honest with you, yeah, he said, oh shit, like what is he talking about? Honestly, I think he's doing this because he needs people on his side and he's going to recruit all these London rappers and he does records with these London nigga. This is disgusting, bro.
This level. This is what I aspire to be. Skepta. And this guy right here.
What the fuck is he wearing? Like, what is he wearing, bro? This nigga's wearing a fucking. I don't know what he's. Yo, it's over for him, bro. It's like it's over, yo. It's over. I think he's kind of overstayed his welcome a little bit, and I think it's over. This is criminal, bro.
This guy right here was the first person to open my mind to that shit. Go ahead. Man's never been in marquee when they shot down. The first person to open my mind to that shit.
The guy you're about to hear is the first person that opened my mind. Yo, and you know what's crazy is I saw Skepta. He wants to battle Joyner Lucas. I don't know. Let me talk to Skepta. Skepta, let me talk to you for a second, bro. I know we might not praise Joyner Lucas the way we should, and that's okay. But Skepta, you can't out-rap Joyner Lucas. You can't fuck with Joyner Lucas, Skepta. You honestly can't really. He can't fuck with nobody in America. I don't like. What are we talking about? Before you even get to Joyner Lucas, you gotta get through the niggas that ain't made it yet, and they'll clean you the fuck up. What is we talking about? Skepta? Yo, it's like, when you've created something and then everybody's a part of it, it's kind of like niggas overstay their welcome and then they start treating the people who own the house like house guests. When people start treating the people that own the house like house guests, it's different. Joyner mentioned him, said he bugging on Twitter that Skepta shot back at Joyner. Yeah, I don't know. The Man Dem Raps, I don't know if Man Dem Raps is gonna get it done in America, bro. I'm sorry. Shout out to the UK niggas. I know a couple UK artists and UK niggas, but we have to be honest about what's going on. And UK niggas is not fucking with nobody in America, nigga. You could take the top lyricists from the UK, nigga, and it don't even matter. Skepta is garbage, nigga. Hot garbage. Fuck is we talking about? Let me see the person who inspired Drake to have this dumbass stance. Look at this nigga, yo. A full, just nasty, take the braids out. Just nasty, bro.
And this guy right here.
This guy right here
was the first person to open my mind to that shit. Go ahead. Man's never been in marquee when they shot down. Yeah.
NBA 2K.
Shut down. I went to the shows in the front row when the black tracksuit and shot.
Dave is hard. Central C can spit, but the Man Dem I just think it's like pandering at an all-time high, and I think that we have respect for the UK artists, and they didn't even say it, so I don't know why it's necessarily their problem. It's this dumb nigga's problem. They didn't say it, so it's quite all right. But I mean, goddamn, bro, what are we talking about? I'm tired of that shit, yo. I'm tired of niggas just making shit up and doing it for clickbait. Central C's, Dave. Like I'm saying, like Skepta not bad. Neither is what's the other nigga from the UK that's popping? Couple niggas out there that's popping. But lyrically, I had this debate yesterday with somebody, couple of my people talking about lyricism, right? And the standard, the point was everybody has to have some type of lyricism to make music. It's a spectrum. So if you think about the spectrum as like one point and then another point is the end and it's a long line, right? I agree that these niggas can rap. But if you look at a spectrum, if this is the end of the line, right? This would be like the Nas, the Hove, the Black Thought, the I don't know, whoever else you want to put over here, right? The niggas that really we know have proven themselves. Yeah, Giggs was the other one. The niggas that we really know who have proven themselves, right? And then this is the end of it. So you have people in between. There are some niggas that can get busy like Central C's and Dave and them, but they're not this. They're not Nas. I don't even think any of these younger artists are equipped to fuck with somebody like a Joey Badass or a Kendrick or fucking any younger artist, a Jid. Like it's okay to say that, you know, they were inspired by what we did in America. But it's not okay to get up on stage and try to antagonize a whole nother beef because you lost yours. That's the real point that I'm trying to make here, is that nobody in the UK told him that he should go out and cape for them because Americans are shooting at United Kingdom artists. But because you lost, because you're a sore ass fucking loser, and you looking like a loser, bro, you're trying to antagonize other people to join your side through this sense of false parallels. Because there's a tweet where Drake talks about his top 5: Jay-Z, Biggie, Nas, Andre 3000, Eminem. So like, you can't start like that and then lose your mind in between. Like, niggas he lost his marbles. Now all of a sudden this UK artists that are the top tier lyricisms, and I don't care what nobody could tell me. He's a fraud, bro. It's so sad, yo, because he was once beloved. We once loved him. We once treated him as if he was American, but the longer he's been in this shit, we just see how less of an American he really is, and it's just sad, bro. It's very sad. But not to spin this on Drake. The real point of this whole thing, was that, yeah, the real point of this whole thing is that we want to make sure that the Clips get the respect they deserve. I bought the album, so if you have not heard that, definitely go listen to it. There's not a lot of music that piques my interest or piques, the interest of hip hop fans collectively, but I think from when they started rolling it out until now, they've done a great job, and they still got work to do because they're still going to be rolling it out after the album releases, doing interviews and things of that nature. And I'm 100% sure a Clips tour is going to start. And honestly, it might be in the winter or October or some shit like that. Excuse me. So I definitely will be in the crowd somewhere if that's the case, because I want to see what they got cooking over there. But yeah, we're gonna get to sports. This is kind of funny because this is a quick one. Like, it ain't much going on. It's just baseball, the Wimbledon. But this is something that I really wanted to talk about. It's like this episode might be called the Coon Extravaganza. It's just nasty, yo. This shit might be called the Coon Extravaganza, bro. I don't really understand. All right, so we're on sports now, right? So we have Robert Griffin, the Charcoonery. We have Robert Griffin III. So for those, yeah, I should be laughing at this. This is wrong. I'm not gonna laugh at this. So, for those who don't know, the WNBA has been picking up a lot of steam as far as just popularity whether that's through Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese. Who cares who made it hot, right? The thing that I want to tackle is this coon, Robert Coon III. And I don't use that term lightly, but this is just disgusting. So first of all, they did the NBA 2K cover, and they had the WNBA version, and Angel Reese was on it, right? So there's somebody on the internet, I get banned for saying certain words and people can still get this shit off. It is what it is. But somebody created this, right? Where they just put a monkey and is dribbling a basketball. It's disgusting. Like, it's not even funny. Like, all jokes aside, even though I did laugh when I saw this, it's not funny because I think she's 22, 23. Like, these are unwarranted digs and fights that she has to kind of protect herself from, and nobody in the NBA, WNBA, MLB, NFL should have to be subjugated to racist tones, racist remarks. And she ain't doing shit but playing basketball. Yeah, she is hooping. She's hooping, and I think she's been hooping amidst all of this, like, all of this negative attention to her, just simply from her saying that the reason why more people are watching the WNBA is because of her, as well as Caitlin Clark, which makes 100% sense. But so to create something like this is nasty. We don't do this, right? This is just pure stupidity. But people on the internet are going to internet, and the internet, it has no filters, and it can be funny sometimes. So in somebody's racist mind, this was funny for them to create. That's not the problem, because that happens all the time. The problem I have is this. When you are a black male, and we already know how black women are treated and women of color are treated, you're supposed to be an advocate when you see situations like that. So put your own personal thing to the side. Put your own feelings to the side. If you have a voice big enough, and I pray one day I have a voice big enough that can impact change in a way that people would actually listen and change their minds or change their input or their thoughts on how they think about something. So if you're that big, you should use a moment like this to say, no, that's wrong. No, that's bad, right? That's just, I don't know. That's smarts. I feel like that makes perfect sense. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't fucking know. But this nigga, it's like tone deaf. Like, we went from one tone deaf nigga to the next tone deaf nigga. These people are so crazy. It don't even make no sense. Like, how could you be this tone deaf? So I'm going to read this, right? It says, all right, this has got to stop. So this is RGIII responding to the post. All right, this has got to stop. There's no place for racism in this world, whether you like a player or not. Angel Reese should never be called or depicted as a monkey. That should have been it. That should have been it. That is your stance. That is what you stand on. That should have been it. Because when you're defending somebody or standing up for somebody, that's all you have to say. If you're going to say anything. But no. He keeps going. I have been quiet on the Angel Reese front because she shared a video that aided in my wife, kids, family, and friends receiving death threats of physical harm to my family and friends, and threats of sexual violence to my children on social media and beyond. That will never be okay with me. I never attacked her or her family when I stated and backed up with clear basketball evidence that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. It's sports. Everybody won't like each other. RG3, my nigga. Oh my gosh, bro.
This is a sick Negro.
Fam. You didn't have to say none of this. Who knew this? Who in the public was like, damn, RG3's family was getting threatened? Who knew this? No fucking body knew this information. You're willingly giving us information that we don't give a fuck about. You're supposed to be defending this girl. That will never be okay with me. I never attacked her. Oh, I just read that. People in Angel's inner corner called me and told me I was right. So this is mind blowing, yo. This is like when people say, I'm sorry, but and I agree, right? I agree that he's a cornball, and I agree that Ryan Clark came at his neck. But you know what's crazy about the whole Ryan Clark thing? Because when I was watching it and listening to it, he's right, yo. I remember times, because first of all, RG3's a former football player, and he's speaking on basketball issues, which is okay. I mean, you're learning. He's becoming a all around commentator and things of that nature. So I get it. But I remember when he used to be on. He used to do college football commentary for the TV games. He used to do Monday nights or whatever it was. I think it was Monday nights because ESPN did Monday nights. He would make a lot of milk jokes, yo. That's good milk. This is good milk. And what Ryan Clark was saying was that, yo, you're voluntarily speaking about your wife as if she's like a novelty piece instead of your wife. Because, I mean, I don't know anybody that's going to call their wife that's interracial, oh, that's good milk, like that. And like maybe that's a joke y'all have inside the house, but that ain't something that you offer the world. Like, because why are you offering the world that? No one's asking you that, and no one's describing her as that. And Ryan Clark's point was, hey, I've met your wife. I think she's more than what you're saying she is, or what you publicly state she is, which is right. And RG3 has every right to love the woman that he loves the way he wants to love her. But at some point, you got to understand when you're out of touch and you're out of your depth, and you just have to I digress. You can't say nothing else about that, right? So people in Angel's inner circle, like this nigga, like, bro, he has more to say about how Angel Reese's family and friends have treated him. And honestly, if you're going to be on the internet saying that somebody hates somebody else, then you should be prepared for hate. Doesn't that make sense? Like, if I'm online saying that, yo, this person hates this person, that person has every right to say, yo, fuck you, or send hate your way, because you're creating a narrative. You're spinning a narrative that they didn't even create themselves. They're playing basketball, bro. People compete, but the world is creating this narrative. It's just weird, right? So let me keep reading. People in Angel's inner circle called me and told me I was right. And like, what are we talking about? I'm sorry. People in Angel's inner circle called me and told me I was right. Angel Reese has grown to hate Caitlin Clark because of the media always. Again, this cover doesn't have Caitlin Clark on it, so why are you bringing her up? Some people made it about race, but I never did and never will. Instead of becoming the villain in everyone's story, I decided to not. All that being said, Angel Reese or any black man or woman should never be called yo, I'm so confused. I'm so confused. If you hate Angel Reese because you're black, she is a problem. If you hate Angel Reese because you are a Caitlin Clark fan, don't turn it racial. There should be no space. Yo, he's just like, he's never going to get another job on TV again. I just know that's happening. Like, the fall from grace we've seen RG3 have from being on ESPN every single day to this is nasty, yo. He's never going to see the day of light on television again. I'm sure he's already blackballed, but this is just stupid. This is tone deaf. I don't really understand, I understand not being in spaces where black people are represented, but I don't understand how you can have a whole paragraph about what Angel Reese and her family did to you because of what you said, and then at the end say, hey, you can hate Angel Reese because you like Caitlin Clark, but don't make it racial. Does he think like back in the 80s when Bird and Magic were going at each other, does he not realize that people did not like Magic because he was black and he was hooping? That's a part of sports at some time. Bill Russell lived in Boston, played for Boston, and the people of Boston hated him. I don't really understand RG3's point. You cannot like a team, right? I'm a Cowboys fan. hate the Eagles, hate the Giants. I'm okay with the Commanders. Hate the Packers. There's a couple teams, the Niners. There's a couple teams that I hate. Do I hate the players on that team? No. Are there players that I'm like, damn, he be killing us? Yes. But my point to y'all is, at the end of the day, I still would never come out and if they said something about me or I said something about them and then I had to defend them because they were the same skin tone as me, I wouldn't go out of my way to tell people things that we didn't know already. That just makes you look corny as fuck. So weird, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's just like what's in the air. I don't know if it's how niggas was raised. I don't know what it is, but it just feels like a lot of the people that we have championed, and Rob Parker called it a long time ago. Let me find it, yo. Let me find it. Oh boy, because he's looking like a prophet. He's looking like a prophet. I just don't know. I don't know if it's just because we have access to always be heard and seen that we just kind of essentially say things without really proofing or thinking them. Because if RG3 was a player, you know what I'm saying, I don't think he would have ever made that stand simply because he would have had people that would have protected him from his own stupidity. But now we're kind of just seeing how stupid he actually was. This is the clip right here.
On carparts.com, you get
This is the prophet Rob Parker, who essentially was fired for ESPN from ESPN for some of his controversial takes, and you know,
try to prove anybody wrong, but just let your talent.
This is when he was a black quarterback. That's the goal. Just go out and not try to prove anybody wrong, but let your talent speak for themselves.
Welcome in, Rob Parker. How are you?
Good, Carrie. How are you?
I'm doing well.
You look absolutely gorgeous today.
Thank you.
You guys have the matching shirt.
Thank you.
Dress, right?
Just the whole episode.
Personally, just me. This throws up a red flag when I
Don't have to be defined by being an African American. So he was always corny, bro. But
keep hearing, and I don't know who's asking the questions, but we've heard a couple of times now of a black guy kind of distancing himself away from black people. I understand the whole story of, I just want to be the best. Nobody's out on the field saying to themselves, I want to be the best black quarterback. You're just playing football, right? You just want to be the best. You want to throw the most touchdowns and have the most yards and win the most games. Nobody is doing that. But time and time we keep hearing this, so it just makes me wonder deeper about it. And I talked to some people down in Washington, D.C., and my question, honest friends of mine, right, who are around in some of the press conferences.
He about to get to it right now. I'm sorry. Here you go.
For a long time. But my question, which is just a straight, honest question, is he a brother or is he a cornball brother?
I need to get gunshots. I don't have my gunshots. I don't have my gunshots. Is he a brother or is he a cornball brother? There's a video from FD somebody that he speaks on the type of RG3. Man, I think RG3 is one of the cornball brothers.
What does that mean?
Yeah, explain that. Well,
Let me. I'm sorry. I didn't even let him. I cut his wisdom short. My bad.
He's not really, okay? He's black. He kind of does the thing, but he's not really down with the cause. He's not one of us. He's kind of black. He's in the, but he's not really like the guy you really want to hang out with because he's off to something else.
Why is that your question?
Cause he's off to something else. He has some bullshit. That's what he's on. Weird, man. Super weird. Yeah, I just don't get it, man. I wish there was a world where, you know, black people and people who had power and influence would just really lean into their influence. Eats dinner around 2. Eats dinner around 5 p.m. Sits at the table in the middle of the room. Like he's just. I don't even want to go through his Instagram, but if you go through his Instagram, you'll see some of the shit that Ryan Clark was talking about. And it's kind of like, it just proves the point that he was making. In closing, I think that, you know, if you're going to speak about race in sports and you are of color, I would hope that you speak highly of your people, even when you don't see eye to eye with your people. I will hope that in the midst of turmoil, when it's time to really, you know, lock in with each other, I would hope that you're more locked in than your own personal vendetta is against that person, because that's what that message was. Also, the Amanda Serrano and Katie Holmes fight. Katie Holmes, Amanda Serrano. I gotta find it now, because now I'm pissed. Now I'm pissed the fuck off. So I don't know if anybody watched, but on Friday, and this is kind of why I wanted to wait until Saturday, and then Saturday came, I had some stuff to do. I don't know if anybody watched the Amanda Serrano fight versus Katie Holmes. But this was, or Katie Taylor, I keep saying Katie Holmes. This was their third fight, and oh my gosh, bro, this was the third fight. I gotta find the post-game conference too. This was their third fight. So if anyone remembers far back to 2024 where Mike Tyson fought Jake Paul, yeah, no, not that Katie Holmes. There were two women on the card that fought before Jake Paul and Katie Taylor, that's her name. And they were going crazy, right? Boom, boom, boom. Amanda Serrano, the Spanish lady, the Puerto Rican lady, her eye, like the top of her eyelid, like right here, was hanging off. That's how far they was sparring, right? In the first two fights that we watched of them, we watched her get robbed. We watched Amanda Serrano win those fights and lose those fights in the same breath. And it was warranted for a third fight. So for me, I normally am never really excited to watch boxing unless it is the big wigs. I'm a phony fan. I'm not a well-invested fan. I don't care too much about who's up and coming, because I'm not that invested in boxing. It's not my sport. But I like to see people box, right? So I was excited for this. July 4th came. I was like, yo, I went to my boys. I said, yo, we got to put on the game. And then somebody was like, nah, it's not till next week. So I went to his crib again, and we watched the fight. And we were chilling, won some money. But, man, Katie Taylor was the underdog. She was like plus 155, plus 170 in gambling odds, which means that for those who don't know gambling, that means that she was not pegged to win. She was the underdog. So if you spent $100, you would win 155, 175. Amanda Serrano was minus 180, so you would have to spend $180 to make $100. So she was the underdog. She was supposed to win. It was going to be close, but she was supposed to win. And she just failed us, man. Like, I don't have no, like out of a 10, that fight was a fucking 3. And partially because, fam, she lost the fight. She lost the fight. So in anybody's right mind, if you lose 2 fights in a row that you feel like you won, but you lost by decision, your next thing, what you think you have to do next is what? You guessed it. Knock this person the fuck out so there's no distinguishing differences, right? Like you would think, right? In your brain, like we all have brains, they function. So if I'm fighting somebody 2 times and they beat me by decision, clear winner, but they beat me by decision. The third time I fight this person, I'm already down 2-0. I have to knock this bitch out. Hold on, let me say that again. I have to knock this bitch out. I have to, if I'm a woman. I don't want to go to a decision because I know I'm going to lose. They've been robbing me every time. I know I'm going to lose to this girl. So I have to knock her out. That's what you would think. That's what you would think.
Thank you very much, Sean.
Let's listen to it.
Congratulations.
Let's listen to. We're gonna skip her and get right to Amanda Serrano's post game. interview. Listen to this bullshit. She lost by decision because she didn't. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm getting better at podcasts, but I'm still working on it. Let me show you guys the highlights first, okay? Let me show you the highlights. Let me show you the highlights first of the fight. She wasn't throwing anything heavy. I'm gonna find the highlights. Let me find them. Is this it? Best fight in boxing history? I don't think this wasn't the most recent one. Or was it? No, she's wearing white. Here we go. Here's some highlights of the fight.
This company is going viral for its new product.
She's supposed to essentially, she has to knock her out. There's no in between. That nigga's jibs look crazy, bro. Fam, and this is when is this her? Yeah. So those are clips from before. This is the actual. All right, man. G. That Katie Taylor girl get busy. I'm not using this dude's video. Clearly, he got some other alternative motives he got going on. Here it is. This is not.
What's your scorecard?
Dang, bro. Sorry, I'm a little unprepared, I guess. I thought I had. Man, the Serrano, man. They robbed me. I don't even think you can find it, to be honest with you. I'll find the final last minute, though. Where's it at? This is the final minute. Final minute, right here. So, final minute, she's losing the rounds. So, Amanda Serrano's here. Katie Taylor's here. She's up. She's already up because she won the first two. So, she's already winning by default, even if it is tying close. Look at the last minute of the round.
Taylor having a lot of success this round with clean shots, right hands and left hooks.
Ending with that left hook.
Look at her.
Wanted her to do is continue to throw that left hook and
dink the
move
fuck
right
up.
Out.
A strong 10th round for Katie Taylor.
Serrano's got to try to close.
Yo, fam. Yo, they were only running 2-minute rounds. Rounds is normally 3 minutes in the title fight. In the title fight, rounds is 3 minutes. It was 2 minutes. Every single round, by the time they got to a minute, was when they started throwing punches.
One spectacular hour.
She getting clunked up.
30 rounds for Katie Taylor. For Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. 30 rounds into history. The margin between them impossible.
All right, so you can see they clearly don't do nothing, right? So that's not the point of what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you this because now it's like she lost with the sour face, and she pissed me off, yo. He pissed me off too because the last fight, yeah, they're just punching air. The last fight, she headbutted her twice last fight. Split this whole shit open. This whole shit was open, right? Split it open. He was like, we need a third fight. You could clearly see we were cheated. She beat us. Da-da-da-da-da-da. All right.
Country, every time I step in here, I represent my country.
Performance. What did you think about the fight and ultimately about the scorecard?
Listen, I tried something different. It was all about working smarter, not harder.
Yo, this pissed me off, yo. I think the sports books need to look into this fight
about the scorecard
because her response to losing 3 times in a row to the same girl was, I think we try to work smarter, not harder. Bitch, you gotta work harder. What are we talking about?
Listen, I tried something different. It was all about working smarter, not harder. I try to keep my distance, try not to go in there and fight with her because apparently it didn't work the first 2 fights, so we try to.
So the first 2 fights, fighting close didn't work, right? So you think the answer to fighting close didn't work, right? Y'all sparring didn't work, didn't get you to win. So you think you're better served to not fight her after you lost 2 in a row? Her coach need to be fired, though. That's a terrible game plan, bro.
Just stick with the long punches, the 1-2s, and I guess, it just wasn't.
Stick with the long punches, the 1-2s. What are you talking?
The one judge saw it even. I got a couple of rounds. I don't know. Honestly, I have to go back and see it. My team said I won. Obviously, I'm going to go what my team tells me. They were telling me what to do.
Yo, again. All right. Again, I think this is the name of this episode is going to be called Sore Fucking Losers. Sore losers, sore fucking losers. Your team is going to tell you that you won, but your team should be telling you in the rounds 5 and up, yo, you have to knock this girl out. You have no choice now. Not, yo, keep your distance, stay away. You know, you'll end up winning because of just, you're fighting better. She lost 2 times and she beat the girl up. She got cheated the first 2 times. This time, she didn't get cheated. So, that pissed me off. And the crazy thing is I wasn't really even gambling. I was just happy that, a lady of color got the platform. Man, put Clarissa Shields in that spotlight. She gonna beat whoever the hell is up. She gonna fight her. But I was just happy to see, like, damn, they got another fight and they turned it around quick and they got a spotlight to do it under Netflix. She never going to get that deal again off fighting like that. What was that? That was terrible. I don't know if they have it playing on Netflix, but if you want to watch it, the replay of it might be on Netflix, even though it was alive. Just search it, see if it's up there, and maybe something would change for you. But again, completely different. I wasn't really too pleased or happy about it. We're going to get to some tech.
I'm trying to take over the world. I'm trying to take over the world.
Alrighty, so we are officially in the era of AI. Dr. ChatGPT will see you now. Patients and doctors are turning to AI for diagnosis and treatments recommendations, often with stellar results, but the problem arises when experts and algorithms disagree. So, before we get into this article, there was a video that I saw on the internet about he was like a scientist and he was talking about how AI is perfect, right? He's talking about cars and about how eventually, we might end up in a world where everybody has electric cars and everybody has automated cars, or at least has access to automated cars. And this article is interesting because it kind of ties back into that, where he's talking about how AI essentially is perfect, right? Like, they don't make mistakes. Well, it doesn't make mistakes in the sense of if there's a person running in the street, the car's detected to stop, right? It doesn't account for human error. So his point was that the fact that AI is so perfect is a problem because human error is important to our existence, right? Like, doing things like, I forgot what the example was, but just like if there's a herd or like buildings are falling, or there's like infrastructure in the way, as a human you're just gonna go around it. But automated cars they're created to make sure you're stopping and avoiding these things, so it might stop, or just how it rides next to somebody is different. So I just think it's kind of crazy where, like, humans, we chase perfection, but the perfect part about us is the fact that we're imperfect. And I think that allows us to make a lot of decisions that we don't normally make. Also, circumstances call for humans to make error in creating some of the greatest things. You know what I'm saying? Like the light bulb, or energy with Nikola Tesla, and just certain things that humans have created based off of a mistake. AI is not formidable to make mistakes. It's not being programmed to make mistakes. It's being programmed to be perfect or give the best answer possible that is out there. So I say all that to say this could be very dangerous for the future, especially this part right here. Problems arise when experts and algorithms disagree, because something that might be a human recommendation may not be a chat GPT one. So a poster on Reddit lived with a painful clicking jaw, the result of a boxing injury for 5 years. Funny. Just came off of boxing. That's pretty funny and ironic. They saw specialists, got MRIs, but no one could give them a solution to fix it until they described the problem to ChatGPT. The AI chatbot suggested a specific jaw alignment issue might be the problem and offered a technique involving tongue placement as a treatment. The individual tried it and the clicking stopped. After 5 years of just living with it, they wrote on Reddit, "This AI gave me a fix in a minute." Story went viral. Courtney Hoffman's son has a rare neurological condition. After 17 doctor's visits over 3 years, still not receiving. She gave all of his medical documents, scans, and notes to ChatGPT. Holy crap. It provided her with an answer: tethered cord syndrome with the spinal cord, where the spinal cord can't move freely because it's attached to tissues around the spine. That she says physicians treated her son had missed. He has 6 surgeries from when I use ChatGPT, and he is a new kid now. Wow. He had surgery 6 weeks from. Wow, that's crazy. Consumer-friendly AI. I'm very confident that this is going to help improve the healthcare for patients. You can imagine a lot of ways people could talk to LMNs that might be connected to their own records. So my thing about this is interesting, because when you're using ChatGPT and you're giving like documents, excuse me, when you're giving documents to ChatGPT, it stores that information. So I wonder where that information goes after you give it to them and store it, because ChatGPT essentially collects information so it knows I'm speaking to the same person. Cookies, for example, it knows that I'm speaking to the same person. It knows that I'm speaking to, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of interesting to see how people would really be comfortable with that, when years ago people had comfortability issues with, you know, giving people social security numbers and things of that nature. I work for a health firm, Access Health Connecticut, for like 6 months, and people would call in, ask for help, and I would tell them, hey, you know, I need your social, I need this, and people would be like, I don't feel comfortable with giving you my socials. I'm like, well, you know, I can't access your account. I can't help you unless you give me your social. So people are very like skeptical of that, and rightfully so. But I mean, this is another level of security. Rodman has already seen patients turn to AI chatbots during his hospital rounds. On a recent shift, he was juggling care for more than a dozen patients with one woman frustrated by a wait time. Took a screenshot of her medical records and plugged it into AI chatbot. She's like, I already asked ChatGPT, and it gave her the right answers regarding her condition, a blood disorder. That shit is scary, bro. The keyword here is potential. Several studies have shown that AI is capable in certain circumstances of providing accurate medical advice, but it's when these tools get put in people's hands, whether they're doctors or patients, that accuracy often falls. Users can make mistakes like not providing all of their symptoms to AI or discarding the right info when it's fed back to them. Ooh, that's big. That's big right there. Rodman himself tested AI a few years ago on a tough case that he and other specialists had misdiagnosed on the first pass. He provided the tool with the information he had on the patient's case, and the first thing it spat out was the rare disease that the patient had. He says the AI offered a more than common condition as an alternative, but deemed it as less likely. This was the condition Rodman and the specialist had misdiagnosed the patient with initially. Very interesting, man. This is a good read. The situation reminds Chang of when people started turning to the internet for medical information 20 years ago. Patients would come in to him and say, I hope you're not one of those doctors that uses Google. But as search engines became ubiquitous, he wanted to reply to these patients, you wouldn't want to go to a doctor who didn't. He sees the same thing happen now for AI. What kind of doctor is practicing the forefront of medicine and doesn't use the most powerful tool? So I'm going to pose a question to you guys. What do you guys feel about that? Do you feel like AI should be used when it comes to medical, when it comes to the medical field? I personally do, but I think it has to be used very intentionally. So, for example, like how they talk about a person or a patient typing in their information or sending their medical records, but sometimes you might withhold some of that information, and that could be very, very detrimental. So, super cool, super fucking cool that technology has advanced the way it has, and that it's able to essentially provide some type of like some type of support for these people. It's kind of like, having a backup for some of the information that they have. So that's really cool. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's becoming a bigger thing. So, I guess you kind of have to find ways to work with it and modify it to your liking versus not using it at all. Because if you don't use it, you're just gonna be left in the past. The future is AI, and the future is assistive technology, and it's things of that nature that help our day-to-day lives. As long as you're using it for good, it could definitely be beneficial for sure. So awesome. All right, let's get to the news. Let's see what we got for news, politics, media. What do we got? What's going on? The news. All right, and news issue. America's playing in our faces again, ladies and gentlemen. DOJ memo says no evidence Jeffrey Epstein's client list or blackmail. Conspiracy theories have whirled around disgrace, financier Jeffrey Epstein since his death. They are playing in our face, ladies and gentlemen. They have told us that there was no Epstein list, and we all just made that shit up. Some MAGA supporters are outraged by DOJ's FBI finding of the Epstein list. Do you guys want to know why? We don't know about Jeffrey Epstein's case? Because your boy was on it. And I'm not talking about me, but your boy was on it. Some MAGA supporters expressed outrage after the DOJ and FBI said they found no incriminating Jeffrey Epstein client list or blackmail scheme. Oh man, NPR is beautiful, but I'm not reading all this. How do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about Jeffrey Epstein, them telling us that there's no list for Jeffrey Epstein, that we just kind of made it up? I gotta find a clip where the ladies talk. The lady says, and this is how stupid they think we are, yo. It's bad. They think we're dumb. She said when they asked her, they said, "Do you think that?" No, she said, "I thought because it was a press conference." She said, "I thought that you said that you had Jeffrey Epstein's file on your desk or his case on your desk." And she said, "Yes, I had it. I had the case on my desk, but I didn't go through it, and I didn't go through the case." So basically, she was saying that I didn't say that there was a list or anything that was in the files. I was just saying that I haven't gotten a chance to go through whatever they dropped on my desk about it. Bullshit. Bullshit, yo. Bullshit. I don't get, there's a couple things where the government is just lying to us. I think aliens is one of them. I think that this Epstein list, and to that point, if there is no list, there's no files, then Ghislaine Maxine, whatever the fuck her name is, she should be out of jail. She shouldn't be serving time, because what is she serving time for? There was no trafficking, according to what they told us. There was no trafficking. We don't know what happened. So how was she being locked up? And that's essentially what her lawyer said. Let's see your boy.
All right, this feels almost illegal to know, but our windows were so old.
Let's see what your boy says.
Memo and release yesterday on Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former labor secretary, who was Miami U.S. attorney.
And Trump looking like, man, we offed him. So, anything you guys say is not really, it's not going to affect me.
Alex Costa, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of the set?
Yeah, sure. If
could I just interrupt for 1 second?
Oh, there you go.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Yo, this nigga is old and funny, bro. Oh my gosh. Yes, my nigga, we are. What do you like? Is he so out of touch that he don't fucking know that is the news right now? That is the news cycle, and that is big news, bro. What's he talking about?
Jailhouse tape on the night of the set.
Yeah.
Are they still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? Like, fam, we're not talking, and this is how I know Trump got something to do with it. Allegedly. Because if we're talking about the file, he's talking about the person. He knows he's on the list.
Sure. If
could I just interrupt for 1 second?
He knows so Trump knows he was on the list. It's like when you get away scot-free of something and you don't have to really, you can act as if it's not a big deal. Like, so for the people that, that do know me, for the people that don't know me, for the people that are going to hear me, for the people that are going to hear this, I am into paying attention to people's body language, looking at how people answer questions, how people speak under pressure. I just like studying the human brain and how people work within themselves. And this reaction right here is a class of, nigga, I want this to be over with, one, but two, this is old news to me, because there's no way y'all could track me, or y'all could track this. It's over. I already kiboshed it. I told them they need to get rid of it. I already spoke to the people. There's no way anybody's gonna have any information about it. So him listening this whole time, and I agree, right? Micro expressions and body language are the largest form of communication. So you're absolutely right about that. And as I sit here and I watch him, he's soaking this in right now.
Agency. So could you resolve whether or not
he said it as if, so in times before, we've seen Trump cut people off, right? So maybe he's being a little bit more presidential in this cabinet meeting, but
not he did. And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of the set?
Yeah, sure. If
could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
This was planned. Oh, this is not. This is a. Oh, I see what's going on. This is a play right here. Okay.
Jailhouse tape.
All right. I get it.
Yeah, sure. If
could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been
Jeffrey Epstein
talked about for years. You're asking. We have Texas. We have this. We have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is
And it's funny because he's on manifestos. We've already seen him leak. His name is on there. He has pictures with him. Now he's a creep. Okay, bro.
Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy.
The greatest success
with what happened in Texas.
The greatest tragedy. What is he talking about?
It just seems.
I'm also on the board where people are saying he has dementia, for sure.
Like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's.
We don't care. We know we're being lied to, yo. We're Americans, bro. We've seen y'all lie to us every fucking day. We know what lying looks like. Here's another liar.
Performing on the biggest
Here's another
stage.
liar that's going to tell us that the list didn't exist. We just all America just magically made up a list of Jeffrey Epstein, of a person we knew nothing about. No regular American person knew anything about Jeffrey Epstein until they started talking about a fucking list. But all of a sudden, we're crazy. We don't know what we're talking about. This is insignificant. This is not important. What are we talking about, bro? I hate when people do that to you. Like it's like a form of gaslighting where they're just like, "What? This is important. This is just as important as every fucking thing else because it's going to prove to us that you're a fucking liar." But she gets up here, she's a liar, and she has no fucking former experience. She benefits from DEI. All this shit is just weird.
That took place today in Texas, and we are working with the appropriate federal agencies to get to the bottom of what happened.
Of course.
Caroline, the DOJ and FBI
and you cut FEMA, but hey, whatever.
Now concluded there was no Jeffrey Epstein client list. What do you tell MAGA supporters who say they want anyone involved in Jeffrey Epstein?
MAGA supporters are upset.
Alleged crimes.
MAGA supporters are dumb.
To be held accountable.
This administration wants anyone who has ever committed a crime to be held accountable, and I would argue this administration has done more to lock up bad
lady. Your president is, this is just too much.
guys than certainly the previous administration, and the Trump administration is committed to truth and to transparency. That's why the Attorney General and the FBI Director pledged at the President's direction to do an exhaustive review of all of the files related to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes and his death. And they put out a memo in conclusion of that review. There was material they did not release because, frankly, it was incredibly graphic and it contained child pornography, which is not something that's appropriate for public consumption. But they committed to an exhaustive investigation. That's what they did.
Isn't this tiring, guys? Like, this has only been 6 months. I'm gonna get off this because I got a question to end on. But isn't this exhausting? Like, when people just get up there and lie all the time about the same shit. It's just a little weird, man. The news right now is crazy. I also think that, you know, the people in Texas as well, they're still experiencing a lot of flash floods out there. And it's very sad. I think what they say, 120, the death toll of the Texas flood that you guys all know and heard about, is at 129 people. They're still searching for missing. They had a story on the news about a girl and her friend, and they were found holding each other when they found them. Just a lot of sad shit going on in the world, man. And, you know, it doesn't help when you have a person in charge who doesn't really know how to lead. We're supposed to be bringing solace and peace and, you know, restoring being one of the greatest countries that has ever lived. But in reality, there's many other countries like the not United Kingdom, like Russia or the old Soviet Union, China, that have been around for centuries, man. And America has not been around as long and has not been as powerful as long as some of these other places. And I feel like, personally, we are shitting the bed with how we're moving into the future. I think we have an old-ass president. Somebody's grandpa is telling us what to do. And if you think about it in that context, some of us have sharp grandfathers, but I don't know if I want my grandfather who's 80 running the country, because I think they're just out of depth. I think they're being taken advantage of, and I think it's too much stress for somebody that age. But needless to say, I wrap this up saying, rest in peace and condolences to the people that lost their lives in the Texas flood. I don't think it's a coincidence that they got rid of, some of the national programs that help weather, because the administration doesn't believe in, they don't believe in climate change. They think everything is fine. Also, the same people that want to go back to mining coal. Also, the same people that don't believe in clean energy or any of those things. So, I mean, kind of sad. The people of Texas, Texas is a red state, so he had to go. But if it was a disaster in any other place, he would tell them to sort it out for themselves. So, Trump is only there to check his essentially to check his, supporters and show them. But it's a nasty time we live in. Also, in closing, tariffs are going back up on Japan and a couple other countries August 1st. So if you want to get a Switch 2, you better get that shit now. If you want anything that is made in Japan, you better get that shit now, because that shit is going to be expensive as fuck. And some of the shit that they make over there, we cannot make over here. So that's kind of like my little tidbit. And then I still haven't got a song for the work line, so I'm gonna try to have one for next week, or try to put one together. But this kind of is a great way to end this. The work line, where people can submit to the email at theworkshow, TWHEWERK show @gmail.com. Any questions, advice, things of that nature, where you want to just kind of talk about it, and I do it at the end of the show. So the question today I got from an anonymous was, is it normal to feel burnt out from a life I never actually signed up for? Yes, it is, I think. I think a lot of the circumstances that we're placed in now was not by our doing. Just to kind of tie it into the last topic, I don't think we chose to essentially be putting ourselves in these positions. So it is okay to feel burnt out. It is okay to feel like, you're on a hamster wheel sometimes. The most important part about it, though, is acknowledging that feeling and then figuring out how to move on from it, figuring out how to move forward from it, figuring out what you can do to be better in that space, figuring out what you can do to find peace within yourself and peace within some of the things that you're doing, to find purpose. I think purpose is huge. I think if you're wandering around and you don't have purpose, or you're wandering around aimlessly, just trying a bunch of things, you're not really necessarily fulfilling who you were meant to be. And we all know, like, one of the strongest drugs is being able to walk in your purpose, being able to feel the support that you get from doing what you love. So for you, I would just say it is normal, but I don't think it's normal to consistently live in that feeling. I think when you live in that feeling, in my opinion, I think you're very woe is me and see the world half empty versus half full. And I think perspective is very huge when it comes to that. So I don't think anyone chooses to be placed in the circumstances or the lifestyle that they're placed in. But I think at some point in time, you get old enough where you're able to control it to an extent, and you're able to navigate how you'd like. And that comes with sacrifices. That comes with doing things that you don't want to do and not doing things that you want to do. It comes with just the ability to pick and choose and realize that every choice you have it has a result. It has a reaction. It could be good, it could be bad. You can win people, you could lose people. I think it just depends on what you're doing. And I think as long as your morals are intact, then I think you're able to really walk into whatever you're doing, and you'll feel less burnt out. On days where I feel burnt out, I don't do shit. I lay down and stare at the ceiling and look at my phone. But the next day I get up and I make up for the time that I lost the day before. So I think everybody has a right to feel burnt out, but when you start to feel bad for yourself for feeling burnt out, like, you just got to look at your circumstance and see, like, people might have it a little bit worse than you have it, and you got to go get up and go and get it. I think if that's always on your mind, and it normally happens too when you're trying to repurpose, reshift, or rebrand yourself. So me personally, I feel like I had that going on for like 6 months or so, and I was just trying to figure out my footing. And now that I have my footing, it's a little bit easier for me to navigate how I want. So I think that's something to kind of keep in mind. And if you do understand that, and you do have a sense of faith or self or higher purpose that you believe in, that helps alleviate a lot of the pressure, because you know that whatever is meant to be is meant to be. So that's my advice for you. I wouldn't wallow too much into the negative shit. I wouldn't wallow too much in the things that don't serve you. We all have the right to feel down, but to stay there is a personal choice. So even when life's kicking your ass, right? See, that's my take on that. That's my question. Thank you for that. If anybody else has any more questions, send them in. I'll be back on schedule next Friday. I will be streaming the show Friday night, and then the release date comes out Saturday for the audio, where you can find the audio on all streaming platforms that do podcasts. I do mine specifically through Spreaker, SPREAKER, some shit like that. And I'm able to do it through there. But you can find the podcast anywhere. We're on episode 22. Charcoonery is what we're gonna call this one. Thank you, Nixon. I definitely needed a name. And the video for this will be out on today's Sunday. It'll be out on Tuesday on YouTube at the Work Show. So subscribe to all the channels and everything that you can do. And until then, I will see y'all later. Today was a good show. Today was a really good show. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Peace out.